You are trying too hard, and in your trying, you are confirming, quietly, constantly, perhaps unknowingly, that you do not yet possess what you seek. This is the very root of your delay. You have been conditioned to believe that desire must be earned through effort, that longing must be accompanied by striving. But in the spiritual realm, to try is to admit separation. If you truly had the thing you seek, would you strain? Would you plead? Would you chase? Of course not. You would rest in the calm confidence of possession. You would walk differently, speak differently. You would radiate completion. Your every act of trying proclaims, "I do not yet have." And that affirmation, quiet as it may seem, is the seed of your reality. What you are conscious of being, you become. When you declare, "I want to be," you whisper, "I am not." And it is the I am that shapes the world, not the I want. The world rewards effort, but consciousness rewards identity. The moment you try to manifest, you are confessing that your desire exists somewhere outside of yourself, something to be fetched, to be earned, to be fought for. But manifestation is never about doing. It is always about being. This is why prayers filled with desperation go unanswered. They are affirmations of lack dressed in spiritual language. You do not manifest by longing. You manifest by assuming. To long for love is to live in the state of loneliness. To try for wealth is to dwell in the shadow of poverty. Your emotional state is the creator, not your ambition. To change your world, you must change your state. The secret is this: live in the end, not someday, not after the promotion or the healing or the meeting, but now, in consciousness. Close your eyes and dwell not on the journey, but on the destination. See yourself as already having it, not in fantasy, but in conviction. Feel the relief, feel the gratitude, feel the stillness of completion. This is not daydreaming. It is the act of spiritual causation. Everything begins and ends in imagination. When you dwell in the end, you are not hoping. You are being. You are identifying with the version of yourself for whom the desire is already fulfilled. There is no more effort. There is no more waiting. There is only being. And being is creation. What you call the real world is simply evidence of old assumptions. What is seen was made from what is not seen. Your senses report the past, what your inner world has previously accepted. So if you continue to react to appearances, you continue to reproduce them. The outer world is not the cause, it is the effect, and effects cannot change causes. Only a new inner state can dissolve the old reality and usher in the new. You must learn to look beyond appearances. You must trust the unseen more than the seen. This is the great discipline of the mystic, to persist in the unseen assumption until it becomes seen fact. When your body lies still at night and your thoughts begin to dissolve, that is the sacred hour. It is then that you enter the threshold between worlds. In that silence, imagine a single scene that would be true if your desire were fulfilled. A scene you would recognize as a natural expression of the fulfilled state, not the achieving of the desire, but the result of it. If you desire reconciliation, imagine the embrace, the shared laughter, the ease. If you desire wealth, imagine writing a check without hesitation or receiving a message of financial abundance. Make it vivid, make it short, make it feel real. Do not force, do not analyze, simply experience. Repeat it until it feels like memory, not fantasy, until the body relaxes in it, until the mind accepts it, then sleep. Once the state is assumed, reality begins to conform. You will find yourself walking across a bridge of incidents, events, opportunities, encounters that your conscious mind could never predict. This is not coincidence, it is law. Your only task is to maintain the state. You are not to concern yourself with how it unfolds. The how is not your domain. The how belongs to the bridge. It may come through a delayed letter, a passing conversation, a cancelled plan. The rational mind cannot foresee it, but the state you hold directs it with perfect accuracy. It may look ordinary, but it is divine orchestration. And each event on the bridge is not the fulfillment, it is the path to fulfillment. Treat it with reverence, but do not cling to any one moment. Desperation is the scream of disbelief. It announces to the world that you feel powerless, that you see your desire as distant, as unlikely, as separate. But nothing is ever separate. What you desire is not apart from you, it is within you, as a potential already formed. It is your assumption that brings it into visibility. You must not beg, you must not panic, you must embody. Desperation clouds vision. It muddies intuition. It creates agitation in the soul, and this agitation repels the very thing you seek. Assume quietly, persist inwardly. Remain loyal to your vision regardless of outer circumstance. This is true strength. Imagination is not mere play, it is power. It is the creative act through which God forms the world, and that God dwells in you. The scriptures were never meant to be read as history. They are coded instruction for the soul. When the Christ says, "Believe you have received it, and it shall be yours," he speaks not of a far-off God, but of your own consciousness. To believe you have received is to dwell in the end. It is to close the gap. It is to make the unseen real by living in its feeling. You do not need permission. You need only acceptance. You are not waiting for God. God is waiting for you. You say, "Why hasn't it arrived?" But I say, it arrived the moment you accepted it inwardly. Time is the illusion of separation between cause and effect. In truth, there is no delay. The world takes the shape of your assumption, and time is merely the space required for the bridge to unfold. Do not watch the clock. Do not monitor the mail. Do not count the days. You have already created the result. The rest is motion through space. When you become restless, return to the state. When you are tempted to doubt, revisit the scene, not as if you are waiting, but as if you are remembering. This is the way of the true creator. What you persist in being, you inevitably become. Persistence does not mean repetition of words. It means loyalty to a state, loyalty in the face of opposition, loyalty in the silence, loyalty when nothing seems to be happening. A man may change his life not by taking action, but by sustaining a new state without wavering. This is not struggle, it is stillness. It is the calm assurance that the thing is done and the refusal to return to the old identity. Every time you feel doubt, return to the new self. Walk as that self. Think as that self. Feel as that self. And you will discover that the world, without effort or resistance, bends to match it. All that you could ever want already exists within you. You are not here to acquire. You are here to awaken. Creation is finished. Every possibility lives in the infinite field of consciousness. You move between these possibilities not by action, but by assumption. The version of you who already has the thing you desire is real. It exists now. And when you occupy that state in imagination, the world aligns. This is not theory, it is law. You have nothing to chase. You have only to remember. Stop trying. Be. And you will see that nothing was ever missing, only hidden by a belief that you were not yet enough, but you were always enough, because you are.